What's up, everybody? I am Destroyer, your coach of the Emerald City Extreme Speed, and today we are in semifinals of ICP. We ended up getting first seed in the regular season, which gave us a bye week in week 1 of the playoffs and a free trip to the semifinals. This week we're facing off against our finals opponent from last season, which is Tom and the Coastal Clawitzers. So let's have a quick look at the matchup and who I'm bringing into the fight. First up, we're bringing an offensive Great Tusk. We have Lumberry because I'm really worried about being able to switch into Rotom Heat. This will allow us to be healed from a burn, and we should also be able to KO it in return with a head smash if it's just a max HP with no physical defense variant. Our regular dual 120 base stabs do good damage into everything else. Rapid Spin, of course, keeps the field clear and gives us a nice speed boost to potentially clean up in late game. Next we have our Wellspring. I'm expecting this to be our primary win condition. He's short on answers to Wellspring. After a Swords Dance and a bit of chip on his team, we've got a good chance of being able to sweep. I'm expecting Obama Snow to come as his main check to Wellspring. Brick Break will do super effective damage into Obama Snow, as well as break a potential Aurora Veil if he's using that. Once again, we're bringing Choice Scarf Iron Bundle. I really wanted to run some other sets with this thing this week, but looking at his team, I was really worried about being swept by a Cinccino. It's one of his Terra Captains. It's a good speed tier. After a Tidy Up, he outspeeds everything else on our team other than a potential Scarf Bundle here, and I just wanted to have an answer for that just in case. Overall, we're doing our usual speed control with this. We have the addition of Encore this week because of how scary Mew is with its ability to set up in a wide variety of ways. And this potentially gives us an emergency way to deal with a setup threat like Mew. We're bringing Choice Lead Rock Deoxys this week with Eject Pack and Taunt. We've run this set a couple of times. It's really good. We want to get out our rocks, prevent our opponents from getting rocks, and then we can eject out of our lead with either a Psycho Boost or with a Superpower. Good coverage and everything with those two moves. We are bringing our Klefki. We have a setup Klefki this week with Stored Power, Draining Kiss, Iron Defense, and Calm Mind with leftovers. Ultimately, we want to get this thing in. We need to get rid of his Steel type first, get rid of his Excadrill. After that, we just start boosting our defenses with Prankster as fast as we can. Hopefully we can stay alive a long time with Draining Kiss and potentially work our way through the team. It felt like a fun thing to try. We've only really used support sets for Klefki, and I'm hoping that maybe we can surprise him with this. Lastly, we are bringing a Lumberry Substitute Chi-Yu. This is again because I'm worried about switching into the Rotom Heat. This will allow us to shrug off a paralysis, and then we can use a substitute after getting paralyzed to make sure that we do not get paralyzed again. Overall, these moves are pretty basic coverage moves for Chi-Yu, and it'll be good into his whole team. So that's who we're bringing, and let's get into this fight. What's up, guys? We're getting into the fight here with Tom. Once again, I am doing post-com, unfortunately, but this was a really fun match, so I'm looking forward to recounting it here. We end up just go ahead and doing our planned lead, which is the Deoxys. It looks good in everything except for a Choice Scarf Darkrai. We should at least be able to get a Taunt off or get our rocks off, or use one of our moves with our Eject Pack for some momentum. This is just a really nice lead that we've been using a lot and has worked really well this season for us. So really want to get these rocks out, get the Obama Snow chip down. Just be able to get chip on his whole team is really crucial, but Obama Snow is something that stands in the way of a potential endgame for our Wellspring here. Okay, so Tom throws out his Sylveon, which is kind of an interesting lead. Not really something that I would have expected. So I'm kind of thinking, do I stay in versus this thing or not? I think I can just stay in and get rocks off. We should survive a Hyper Voice unless he is Choice Specs, so I figure we should maybe just get our rocks off here. I'm also debating, do I Taunt here because I don't want this thing to start Calm Minding or Wish Passing or Yawning. A lot of annoying things that Sylveon can do. We ultimately just go ahead and get our rocks out. Tom Hyper Voices, and he blasts the shit out of Deomander here. And so after this happens, we know he is Choice Specs. He's locked into this. Great lead because not a lot of stuff can just easily kill it, I guess. There's not really anything that we have that can just OHKO this, and everything we have is taking serious damage from this Hyper Voice. So I think I decided to go Klefki here, just because it's the only thing that can really take a hyper voice pretty well. Okay, the keys come out here, and after a Calm Mind, I'm kind of calculating this, and assuming he stays in here, we're doing pretty okay as far as the damage that we take from even a Specs hyper voice here. So we're just going to go for the Calm Mind and make sure that we can shrug off this if needed. He just switches out. Let's see who he brings in. He brings in his Mew, who I forgot to mention is Terra Electric. He's also Terra Electric on his Cincino. Not a huge surprise, I guess, just because almost everybody versus me this season has gone Terra Electric. It's just a really good Terra into my team. We go for a Calm Mind. No idea what this Mew is actually. We don't know if it's physical or special. I think we just go ahead and do another Calm Mind here, thinking maybe it's also a Calm Mind. Maybe we'll get into a Stored Power Calm Mind face-off. But we're just going to go for the Calm Mind here. He has a Swords Dance and shows that he is physical, so we are a little bit at risk here since we've just been boosting our special attack. So I'm pretty sure we just go for an Iron Defense here. I'm calculating he's doing about 30%, 30 to 40 I think max with this if we do the Iron Defense. Thankfully with Prankster, nice thing about setup Klefki with Prankster is we get to have these defense boosts go first. So we're just going to do an Iron Defense here. He terrestrializes, which I'm kind of happy with here because it means he's likely going to Terra Blast us. Was a little bit worried that he might have Earthquake, which Earthquake is going to do some serious damage to us if he was to do like a Swords Dance Earthquake into us. But we should be able to shrug off this Terra Blast here. Does a good little chunk there. I think that's about high 30s, low 40s. That is max attack and a probably an Adamant Nature. It seems like we heal off some. I go ahead and do the Draining Kiss here, because Draining Kiss I think we're healing about 20%, doing some damage into him in the process. And with the Draining Kiss and the leftovers, we're healing off most of what he is doing as far as his damage. There's a good little chunk. He's also a little bit more defensive than I was kind of guessing based off of the max attack. It looks like he's maybe max HP. He is in the Swords Dance, so this means we're back at full health. Great, or pretty close to it. We need to do another Iron Defense on this turn. And as long as we can match our Iron Defense to his Swords Dance, he's going to be doing about 30 to 40. We just kind of got to hope that we don't get crit here super hard. Get off the Iron D. And does he Swords Dance again, or does he Terra Blast? He goes ahead and does a Terra Blast here. Does another, about close to 40% there again, it looks like. So we're going to kind of repeat the same cycle that we just did. We are, rather than boosting again, we're going to go for another Draining Kiss. Alright, we get the Draining Kiss. Ooh, we get a crit, speaking of crits. Nice little damage there for us, and then that also allows us to get back to full health. Oh, he reveals he's Citrus Berry? Yeah, it looks like a Citrus Berry there. There's another Swords Dance. Also, interestingly, we went first there, and Draining Kiss was not a Prankster move. And I'm kind of wondering right now, like, did I really just see that? Or did I really go first? I've had situations where I get kind of confused or forgetful and think I'm faster after I use a Prankster. Okay, we are now max defense. I think he is now max physical attack. Does another good chunk, and we continue the cycle here. We're just going to go for another Draining Kiss. But I'm thinking about going Stored Power here, because and this is where I was kind of wondering, like, did I really see that I'm faster than him? Because I could just finish him off with a Stored Power, but I go for the heal instead. Kind of wondering if I'm incorrect about that. Okay, that looks like we're probably going to be able to get a 2 KO on this thing. Terra Blast. We're just going to go ahead and do we do another Draining Kiss, or have I figured out at this point that he's actually slower than me? Which is interesting because he's never slower than me unless he's negative speed, and it turns out he actually had some pretty sweet tech with this thing. It was a Trick Room Swords Dance Mew here, and so that's why he was slower than me. Oh, we don't quite get the kill there, unfortunately. We again go for the Draining Kiss, whereas we probably should have just gone for the Stored Power. But I think we thought maybe we could get the kill there. I think that was a roll. He blasts us one more time. We avoid the crit, but do take a good little chunk there. We're not quite outpacing with the Draining Kiss and the Leftovers recovery there. And so I think we just go ahead and do another Draining Kiss. So Mew goes down, and this Klefki is really becoming a problem for him here. We're +2 for special defense as well as special offense, obviously from the Calm Minds, and we're at max defense from physical. So he did not bring, by the way, the Excadrill. The Excadrill was kind of the big thing that I was worried about that would potentially stop this. I was kind of thinking this would be maybe a late game situation if we can figure out a way to get rid of Excadrill first, but it did not come. So that means there's nothing that's resisting our moves here. Okay, he brings out the Darkrai. We're not quite killing a Darkrai, I don't think, but I think we just go for that. Well, we have to go for Draining Kiss here. I think I'm kind of wondering, do I do a Calm Mind here? But I'm pretty sure we just go for a Draining Kiss. He goes for the Hypnosis. He lands it. And that is unfortunate. That seems like that this could potentially be a nice way for him to put a stop to us here. Don't know what the rest of his moves are. Bad Dreams is going to do some good damage to him. And the Sleep Turns are going to give him a chance to get something going here. And so we've got one Sleep Turn out of the way out of a possible maximum 3. We go for Draining Kiss again, hoping that maybe we'll just wake up and have a 1-turn sleep here. Okay, he decides to withdraw. Who does he bring in? Okay, this is the Obama Snow. There's not boots on it, so it gives us some nice chip damage for us for a potential backup win con here with our Wellspring. We get a second turn of sleep. So we've got one more turn of sleep. I'm not sure if this thing gets Earth Power or not. I think though we're taking a hit from this, so we're not that worried about it. We're hoping that we can wake up here. Likely he's going to get Veil up on this turn. We get 3 turns of sleep. We are faster than him, which is good to know. He gets up that Aurora Veil, so it's going to be a bit harder to take him out now. But the good news is we're waking up next turn. I think we again just go for a Draining Kiss here. He doesn't have a Draining Kiss resist. Stored Power is doing more damage, but it feels like we're in a spot where we need some healing here. So who's going to get Drain Kissed? Go Joe. Okay, it's the Cinccino. Wake up. Draining Kiss him. Don't do a ton. And I think I'm kind of calculating here, and I believe that a Stored Power comes close to killing, but I'm not sure that it does with the Veil up. We go for it anyways. Cinccino really struggles to hit steals, so we should be okay here. Later on, he kind of showed me his sets, and I believe he had Encore on Cinccino here. I believe that he switched it in to try and maybe catch me Calm Minding or Iron Defensing so that he would be able to Encore. Withdraws, and so who is going to catch this Stored Power? Sylveon, okay. Sylveon, I think, is his bulkiest Mon left. Let's see how well it eats the Stored Power. Pretty well. It's like a 3 KO, maybe. We know his specs on this. And I think we go... I'm kind of deciding, do I go for another one here, or maybe is it a 2 KO after I do a Draining Kiss? We're also wasting Veil turns if we just do a kind of a slower recovery with Draining Kiss here, so I think we go for a Draining Kiss. Does a lot less than I thought it would. Probably should have done the stored power there to make it a clean 3 KO. Good little chunk into us, but we resist it and we're at +2. Pretty sure we just go for a stored power here. We nail it. Again, it would have been a 3 KO with this Veil up here. He's doing a lot. I think we're just going to go ahead and do another stored power on the next turn here. With the Veil up, we're not really able to... Oh, Veil's down now. I think we go stored power anyways, because Draining Kiss still is unlikely to kill this thing. Just got great special bolt for Sylveon. Stored power, and it's gone, and we do not have a Veil up anymore. We're also faster than Abomasnow, and I think we can kill it now with stored power. I can't remember what he does here. He might bring in Darkrai and just go for the Hypnosis again. Brings in Quaquaval though, so Quaquaval potentially could get something going, but really he kind of needs a crit here at this point, I think. So let's see what he does here. He could have like a Swords Dance set. I think that I go for a stored power here because stored power kills, whereas Draining Kiss doesn't. Let's see what I do. We go stored power. Wave crashes. He does not get the crit, and he does not do much at all to the keys. And Quaquaval is gone. So Klefki is putting in some work at this point. He kind of needs a crit, I think, at this point to be able to get back in the game. Unless he's got something that he can get going with one of these monsters we haven't seen yet. So he brings back in Darkrai. I think he's just going to go for the Hypnosis, and I think we just go for a Draining Kiss here, which is probably going to kill. Misses the Hypnosis this time. This does a lot, and it kills. I think that brings us back to full health, doesn't it? Yep, it does. So we're looking good at this point. He's got Cincino, and I think he's got Abomasnow. Brings out Cincino. It probably can't hit us. We're just going to stored power. Let's see what it does. Cincino has trouble again with his Rock Blast. So I don't think he's even got Tail Slap. That just does nothing. Absolutely nothing. This Mon really struggles with kind of steel types. It does have some neutral coverage it can bring into steel types, but I don't think he brought that this time. We go stored power. Gojo is gone, and I think that is going to be good games. I think he just has the Abomasnow left, who really can't do much to us. We're going to be faster and should be able to KO it here with stored power. Takes another good chunk from the rocks. Is it enough? It is. So that's going to be good game. So Tom, amazing job by Klefki. You guys, we're going back to ICP Finals for the second season in a row. And we'll see you guys next week.